Hey, race fans, welcome live here under the lights here at Bristol. Last great Coliseum, man. I caught kind of the bull ring here for the Sim500. Simspeedshop.com Wednesday night truck series, and under qualifying right now. I got about 7 minutes to go, and Trey Edson's the man on top right now. As always, I'm Joe White up in the booth. Coming by Gerald West. Gerald, how you doing?
Hey, I'm hanging in there, Joe.
There you go. That's all we can do, man. Is hang in.
That's right. Yeah,
Well,
how are you?
Doing better. I'm here.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, it's Bristol, man, and I tell you, Bristol brings about it its own unique problems. One being it's a short track.
Yeah, it's the smallest track you can go to as far as NASCAR goes, but it's a fun track, you got the big high bank on there, and you race around with a lot of trucks like they got here tonight. I believe there's 31 or so out there today. And they're probably still coming in because they got still 6.5 minutes left here in qualifying. So people still might be rolling into the racetrack here, and we're going to have a good one tonight here at Bristol.
Absolutely. Trey Edson up top, Doey Woods right there, Thomas George, Nick Timms, and Dwight Beverly rounds the top five. That's right now on qualifying, which we still got about 6 minutes. So guys, I still definitely got time to maybe put down a little faster time out here. And this truck series has been just something else, man. It's been an awesome racing.
It's been a lot of fun, man. I've had a blast up here this season. It's race 19 of the year, and we're just coming off of Kentucky there, and they had a blast out there. Or, I did anyways. Trey Edson got the win there, and he looks fast here tonight. He's on the top. Maybe he can do the 2 in a row thing. Still waiting on that.
Biggest fear at Bristol is being the leader, been out front is definitely, it's usually not if it's going to happen. It's just, how long it's going to take and when. Is getting into lap traffic. You always got to worry about that here at the track like this, especially if we get into a longer green flags, run. Because of cautions or so forth, obviously it'll keep everybody kind of, tightened up. But you start getting in that lap traffic, man, kind of etchy.
Oh yeah, and you got to be very careful here. These guys they don't run with any fast repairs, and not having any fast repairs at Bristol really makes you throw a lot of strategy into it to where, how you're going to run, where you're going to start at, all those type of things. And it's going to be tricky, if you decide you want to start up front, then you got to run really hard. You're going to run up there with the front. If you want to start in the back, then you got to worry about getting caught up in something or trying to get around all these cars or trucks. I like to call them cars, race cars, but it's going to be tricky here either way, wherever you're at in the starting grid here. So you're just going to have to be very careful and try to do the best you can and come out of here, kind of do the little points racing thing. If you're not racing for the win, race for points.
Absolutely.
I'd like to point out one thing, Joe. If these guys do have damage, the biggest trouble that I have here at Bristol is it's very hard to get that damage repaired. You don't have very much time by the time, you get onto pit road and you get your trucks, they start working on your truck. It's already time to pull back out. So you can only, depending on how long the field is. And these guys, they are running a lot of trucks tonight. So it's going to be hard. If they get some damage, they're going to pretty much keep it for the rest of the race.
And the good thing about talk about the damage is depending on how bad it is, a lot of times the damage really doesn't hurt you too bad. So you actually can run a little bit with damage.
Yeah, that's one good thing about it. Another hard thing about this place here at Bristol is it's very easy to go a lap down. So and I get very frustrated sometimes because I try to say tighten up under these cautions, because they like to space out. And if you space out at a small track like this, it takes forever to get on the pit road. Makes it hard anyways. So, man, it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. There's so many factors that could throw a monkey wrench into your plan.
Absolutely. Pit road's another thing we'll talk about throughout the race, getting in and off of it.
Yeah, you got to pay attention. You could get delirious here at Bristol. You might think you're on the front, you're on the back. You got to actually look for things on the track to know where you're at, because it just looks the same no matter where you're at on the track. You think you're in 3, you're in 1. So you got to pay attention to where that flag stand is, and if your pit's on the front or the back. I know they got 20 rows on the front stretch and 20 on the back. So I'm pretty sure that the top 20 will be on the front and 21st on back will be on the back stretch. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it on that one. I'm not 100% sure because I get confused myself even when I raced here.
Yeah, and when you are one of those guys that are pitting on the back stretch, you wonder, do I go in 3? Do I go in 4? Where do I go in at? But you go in off 2, and sometimes you want to go in with all the rest of them, and then you got to ride all the way around. It makes it makes it a little tricky, but yeah, this is going to be interesting tonight, and I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm gonna have fun up here watching with you.
Absolutely. As we're getting set here to go, Treyetts and the man out front. It's going to put it on pole here tonight. We've got about a minute and a half left here for Bristol. Gonna be a good race.
Gonna be awesome, man. Race number 19. And I kind of said something earlier about the 2 in a row. Nobody has won 2 in a row here yet. It's been close. Chad Coleman, he almost did it. Justin Fuller, he almost did it, but they always had somebody jump in and steal that one, so they couldn't get 2 in a row. So man, it'd be cool to see the first guy win 2 in a row. Man, that ought to help boost their confidence up and make it interesting. And a lot of guys that are racing out there, they see them win 2 in a row, and they're like, "Oh man, we got to put a stop to this."
Yeah, why not?
Hey, get on a roll. You just want to win them all, which is hard to do. These guys are stacked over here, man. A lot of fast drivers. I ran a race there with Jose, man. I had the ability to run one. I got lucky and got in a room with him, and he is extremely fast. So I kind of know what these guys got their hands full because Jose's quick.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. Well, let's, we're getting about 30 seconds here. We're going to grid these guys up and see what they got here. 150 laps. Should go by pretty quick here, being a Bristol race.
Yeah, just depending on, how many yellow flags we get tonight. But, a lot of cars or trucks aren't going to finish this race. But it just depends on how it goes,
There we go. Looks like the man on top, Treyetts, and he's going to stay on top. A few seconds here, folks, get ready. Going racing here under the lights here at Bristol. The simspeedshop.com Sim500 Truck Series here tonight.
Yeah, and I was saying, last week how Treyetts and he come in hot. He did. He come in. He went straight to the front. He's been running up front each week, and here he is again tonight, man, looking good out there.
All right, well, let's grid them up. Man on pole, Treyetts, and puts it out front. Doey Woods there sitting in second, third place. Thomas George, fourth place. Nick Timms. Dwight Beverly right there in fifth. Nick Cohan sixth. Seventh place man Steve Goschalk. Eighth place Josh Parker. Ninth Dan Denayer. Hope I said that right. Scott Simley rounds the top 10. Like you just said earlier, there's a lot of talent out here on this track.
Totally stacked, Joe. It's a totally stacked field here, and a lot of great looking trucks out there as well.
Yeah, that's another thing we'll look at. Some of the awesome paint jobs these guys are going to bring about. Man, a big field for Bristol here.
Oh yeah, it's the first time here at Bristol this season too. So, man, these guys, if hopefully there isn't any bad blood between old Josh Parker and what's his name in the 28? And who was it?
28.
28.
Hang on.
Anthony Calatoni.
Yeah, I'd have to find it first.
I could be wrong, but yeah, at last race, they're racing hard there for that fourth spot, and made a little contact, and after the race they had a little beef there, but hopefully they got that squared away. But if they didn't, this is the place to make it happen.
Oh yeah. Well, here we go to gridding it up. Pace car's going to pull them around twice around this place here. And again, folks, like I've been doing all week, I apologize. I mean, if I don't sound the most energetic of myself, kind of feeling under the weather the past several days. So, but that's why I got Jay Weezy up here. Man,
that's right.
He'll take up the slack. I know he will.
Yeah, we're going to try. I don't want to run anybody off or nothing,
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, there you go.
think we got a few trucks out here tonight that's usually out there running. Tell you what, man, some of these race teams, it's like Steel Horse Racing, they got a lot of great trucks there. Steve Gottschalk, Gail Brooks,
Hmm.
Justin, Nick Cohan, and Thomas George and Tim Johnson. Man, what a team that is. And the Aftermath Motorsports, them two guys, man, they run up front. They're very, very fast. So it's going to be fun. I cannot wait to see this. And yes, Jose's in the Krispy Kreme donuts truck.
Like everybody needs a donut, man. I hear you.
Hey, maybe that'll help you out.
Kill me one.
It could do the opposite, yeah.
Yeah, it could, no doubt about it. And you're right, though, man. You talk about teams. Steel Horse Racing probably got one of the biggest teams out here, along with we see the Admin Control down there. They got a stacked house there. So it's always interesting. I know there's don't really talk much about teams or anything, but talk more about the individual drivers and whatnot. So we'll just have to see, man, what happens.
Yeah, after last week, I found out that the Trey Edson and Justin Fuller were teammates, and I've been a little interested in the teams out there tonight for the race. So, it means a lot.
Here we go. Green flag flies. We're racing here at Bristol.
Already getting it, boy, side by side there.
Yeah, look at that. Trey Edson gets to jump up front. And got a battle for second here. Dowie Woods and 25. The 25 actually of Thomas George.
Yeah, man, looking good. You see they went ahead and got single file there, but what a great restart, man. Usually it ain't that smooth on these restarts, and if you lose me, it's because we got a little bit of lightning and thunder going on, but I'm going to be here, and I'm going to try to keep the stuff up for you, Joe. I know you ain't feeling very good.
Oh, yeah, we good, man. That's fine. We understand. Hey, I had storms the other week. Man, it is what it is. And right now, battle, man, Josh Parker, he's trying to do what he can up underneath Nick Timms.
Yeah, and he's running that low line as well, making it happen down there on the bottom. Most of these guys up on that high side, which is typical for Bristol. But I just think it's a product of overdriving the car. It is a faster line up there. But, these trucks are made to run down towards the bottom a little bit. Yeah, it's just part of iRacing.
Yeah, and you talk about it. This is Bristol. A lot of times it becomes a one-groove track after a while.
Yeah, that's because, they want to go as fast as they can every lap. It's not quite the same as being in a real race car. It's pretty identical. Oh, no, we got trouble, Joe.
We got a big
pile
one
up there. Wow.
Yeah, we do. Wow. Let's go back here and see what happened on this one.
Yeah, a lot of trucks involved.
I'm right with Matthew Welzenbach here, but didn't start with him. Looks like Stevie Minson might have been.
Yeah, him and Jose. It looked like got together a little bit. It turned
maybe
Stevie
around.
around.
Donut, man. That's what he wants.
Well, maybe seen them donuts.
Yeah, well,
a lot
what
of trucks got collected. You see that?
Well, see, that's the bad thing about this track. Yeah, it looks like Minson got a little loose. Jose nowhere to go. Sean Bounty in there. That's basically a product of short track. Track closes up. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, and a lot of trucks got in that, man. And I hate to see that because we got a lot of good trucks that are going to be out of this one. I see them out there smoking around, and the 52 involved in that as well. Justin Fuller, so he's probably regretting his starting spot there. But yeah, they just kind of got together there, and it turned Stevie across the nose of Jose. Jose did nothing wrong. Neither one of them did. They just kind of got hooked, and that's just part of being so close together here on a small track like this. But man, it just took out too many good trucks.
Short track racing, that's the fear you always look at here, and just one of them things. Like I said, Jose was involved, Joey Katina, Matthew Welzenbach, Stevie Minson. There's a slew of them there with Sean, Justin. I mean, just some good trucks back there in the back.
Yeah, Jonathan Lockhart in there, and Nick Silver, I believe he. But the 20 of Chad Coleman, which is our points leader. He was the very first. He was right there in front of Stevie, so he was one of the ones that didn't get in that. Luckily. That could have really hurt him in the points,
Yeah, we got. I don't know how. I'd have to look at the points. Don't know really how tight the points battle is right now.
Oh, it's tight. Chad Coleman is still your points leader. EJ O'Rourke did drop back from second to third. Scott Simley, or you call him Smiley, but Scott Simley moved up into that second place. But Chad Coleman got a nice points lead over him. There's only 6 points separating Scott Simley and EJ, but 113 point lead there for Chad Coleman.
Man, I tell you, that's a good lead. So he probably could, afford to maybe have maybe one or two maybe bad races here. Doesn't want to have too many of them, but he could afford to have a little bit. And definitely still be able to bounce back. Obviously he wants to keep as consistent as he possibly can. He's up to 10th right now, so we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, I agree with that. He does have a little cushion there, in case something does happen. But we also have quite a few races to go. Be 10 more races after this one tonight. So he probably wants to save that for later on, But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you what, man, is right now, here we go. Trey Edson, man, is going to be the man out front with Dowie Woods. Thomas George going to be right there beside of him. Nick Timms. Pace car's pulling them around. We're getting set to go by green flag racing.
Yeah, I was impressed with that first start, the initial start. They know that they got 150 laps to go, and it's like all these drivers are driving, with their head on their shoulders. So here we go. Pace car's in, Joe.
Absolutely. Here it is. Pace car drops off on pit road, and they bring the motors to life. We're back racing under here, man, the lights at Bristol for the simspeedshop.com. Sim500 here, and look at Nick Timms. He's making moves up to the third place spot.
Yeah, Nick Timms been doing a great job here, especially the last few races. He's been running very well right now, holding on to that number 3 spot as he takes it there from Thomas George. Not sure Thomas put up much of a fight. They got that 57 of Nick Cohan there running 5th.
Looks like almost a battle for the lead. Dowie Woods dove to the inside, thought about it for a moment, had to back out of it. Like I say again, you just got to look. I think this place eventually is going to become a one-groove track. But there, Chad Coleman, he's got Timothy Johnson on his inside.
Yeah, and Chad Coleman just missed that wreck. He's already up into that top 10, which he only started 12th, but he's running up front here, which is not unusual for our points leader to want to be up towards the front here. Be a lot easier for him there in case something it goes green. He won't have so much track to run down the leader here, but man, he's looking good up there. Top 10 all single file. First one side by side looks like Josh Parker and Timothy Johnson there on the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's going to try to get single file here. Like that high line's probably going to be the place to be. Every once in a while, some good tires, man, they might try to dive down. Josh Parker looks like maybe the first one's going to dive the inside, but he's going to have a hard time trying to maybe slide back up there. Just kind of not a big space in between him and Chad Coleman.
Yeah, but I love what Josh Parker's doing. He's doing the same thing that I do. He runs the bottom there. He lets all those guys play around up top, and he's wearing in that bottom. He's getting used to it down there, So if he does have to make a pass, it'll be easier for him to move down to that bottom, and he might be saving some tires down there as well. This is a concrete track, very hard on your tires. Not sure what the track temp is. I have to take a look here real quick. It's like it's 81 degrees, so they got plenty of grip out there. Man, but yeah, he's looking good. I like the way he's starting off here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Trey Edson, he's still in control of this one. You got Dowie Woods right there in second. Nick Timms sitting in third. Thomas George up in the fourth. Nick Cohan fifth. Steve Goschalk in sixth. Ryan Howard up in the seventh. Scott Simley eighth. Dan Denayer ninth, and I say that Josh Parker goes around him for the ninth place, but 10th place. So top 10 guys right there, kind of like I said, all single file. Everybody's being patient. I actually kind of single file throughout the whole entire field here, so I think that's what we're going to see most of the time. I see a guy, man, dive on the inside, make a pass every once in a while.
Absolutely, yeah. We got quite a few trucks that are already out. If not all the way, they are at least 15 laps down or more. But we got some that are just a couple laps down. But right now, running single file is not a bad idea. These guys taking it easy here. They know they got a long way to go. I've been very impressed with that 07 truck of Dowie Woods, currently in second right now. and I've been just becoming a fan of him naturally. And then we talked to him. Was it last week? And I think that just did it for me, man. So I'm a big fan of the 07 there, Doy Woods.
Looking good. He's up in the second place spot, holding it down. He's trying to run down the man up front there, Trey Edson. I tell you, the man on the move though, it's got to be Josh Parker. He's been on a. It seems like he's trying to pick them off one by one.
And he's not doing a bad job at it either. Currently running ninth right now. As he's moving in on Scott Simley there. Scott Simley, we know he's fast. As he looked good in practice and qualifying. But yeah, Josh Parker just making it happen. He's using a different part of the track than everybody else, and a great looking truck there. It's a Toyota, but it still looks good.
Yeah, that's right. There you go.
TRD, they say.
They don't have the Fords in here, so I gotta go for the Toyotas. Not much of a Chevy guy.
I ain't mad at you,
Hey, but it is a little like, I mean, I guess it's the closest thing it looks to the Fords, I reckon. So hey, either way. So there you go.
Yeah.
Hi, racing man, put it in here. Come on now.
It is a good looking truck though. Them Toyotas do look good, and it worked there. Toyota just passed another Toyota. As Scott Simley moves back to that number 9 spot. Josh Parker moves up to 8th here as they make their way around that 24 car, which got caught up in some trouble there early. Chris Gaboo.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately got caught up in the wreck earlier on there. It took out a lot of great trucks here, but yeah, Josh Parker, he's running down now. He's going to work over Ryan Howard there and see if he can't get through Steve Goschalk. So he's found something to be able to move through the field.
Yeah, oh yeah, and this is a rhythm track. Once you get in that rhythm, you get to build up that momentum, and you just start to either go forward or backwards. But right now, he's going forward, and I'm still curious about Chris. We was just talking about Chris Gaboo. I'm not sure how to say that. I would want to say Gabo, but did you get a confirmation?
Jaboo. It's kind of like a J. Yeah, I know. He told me what that was, a J. Jaboo.
Okay, yeah. I just I didn't want to butcher it up too bad.
French words, I reckon, man.
Well, I already got enough people that don't like me. I don't need him to.
Hey, look, man. I've already no time with other names. I mean, but hey, that's cool. Yeah, just unfortunate, man. Like you talk about him, just getting caught up in a wreck earlier on there. He's back in 20th spot. So yeah. Hopefully just trying to get some points here, man. That's the biggest thing. Make a good battle here in the 14th place. Randy Yoakum.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, the 23 trying to make a move again as he's battling with the 42 truck of Ryan Howard. And Ryan, man, I know Ryan Howard. He ran with us over here. He's fast.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, man, Josh Parker, yeah, he's picking them up, putting them down one by one.
That's right, yeah. But right now he's having a little bit of trouble there with Ryan Howard. Ryan ain't really letting him go as easy as the other guys may have. But he's working on him there, and looks like he's going to clear him this time as they come across there.
Well, the closer you get to the front, the faster the guys are, and obviously it's harder to pass. You'll eventually either, unless you're just the fastest guy, eventually you'll get to that wall.
Yeah, you don't want to, that's like we were saying last week at Kentucky, it'll jump out and grab you. Well, the same thing here, you kind of get in that rhythm, you get going, and all of a sudden you tap that wall, and a little bit of contact here will mess up that truck pretty bad. So you got to be very careful. You don't want to hit it too hard. You can't slightly graze it or slide up against it or maybe kind of bump it, but you don't want to hit it too hard. It'll knock your toe out, really cause that truck to be a very ill handling race car.
Yeah, I saw some guys do that, man. Come off the turns, bumping the outside wall a little bit. I guess it's a glitch or something. I don't know. They said it's a fast way around the track. Heck, I don't know. I don't drive.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, I'll be racing. I have my teammate in front of me, and he'll get real close to the wall, and I'll see it throw sparks and everything. I'm like, oh, man. He's like, what? I'm like, you got in the wall? He's like, no, I didn't. I'm like, what? Looked like he did on my screen. He's like, no, I didn't touch it. Well, but here I don't doubt that they are touching it.
Yeah.
Like I said just a second ago, you can, and you will most likely, especially as the tires wear out a little more.
Well, Nick Cohan has moved up into the 3rd place spot. Trey Edson still leading this one. He's got almost about a second over Doey Woods, and Nick is right there in 3rd. Nick Timms is sitting up in the 4th. Thomas George there in 5th. Josh Parker 6th, Steve Goschak 7th, Ryan Howard still in 8th, Chad Coleman 9th, and Scott Simley 10th. So everybody looking like kind of getting spread out. We're actually on a pretty good long green flag run. Now, with that said, obviously it says Bristol. You can go a long time on fuel, long time on tires, and we're about 45, 44 laps in to a lot of these guys' stints. How long do you think they can go?
Well, if I had to guess, I'd only want to go to about 50, lap 50, you know, and then make 2 stops like that. So it's not really how long can they go, it's how long do they want to go, you know. Anytime they go over lap 50, they're just kind of doing their own strategy there. It could be hurting them or helping them, not sure, depending on how they, you know,
So you don't
how
think
they got their
anybody can
strategy.
go one stop?
But, I mean, you know, 75 laps, that's a long run. Not saying that they can't do it. I wouldn't want to do it, you know.
That is a long run. I mean, I'm like you. I don't know. Be interesting to see what's going to happen here. I mean, because you got different guys. Some guys on that caution, they went into the pit, so they're out there about 39, 36. And I mean, we do got some guys. Most of the front runners, though, been out for about 48 laps right now.
Yeah, Josh Parker.
Yeah.
He's one that went in there after that first caution and got him some more tires.
So he's on. That's one of the reasons why he's coming to the front like he is now. We just doesn't notice that. But he's about out for 40, so he's about 9 lap newer tires. So it'll be interesting to see what he's going to play out here.
I'd say they're going to start coming down pit row here any minute. You know, we've already reached lap 50, so you know, running any longer, you know, it's just. I don't think it's a good idea. I think you should come on in, unless you can make it to 75 now. So we're going to have to wait and see if that's possible.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
I know that the 42 of Ryan Howard is very good on the long run. So the longer this goes for him, the better. And he's up in A spot right now. So he's definitely got a shot at moving on up through the field. He's just extremely well on the long run.
Yeah, right now, Josh Parker looking good with Thomas George.
Yeah, he's pulling up onto the inside of him here now and letting Thomas George know, hey, I'm here. As they make their way around Jose Gonzalez, he kind of backs off up there for a second, but he might take another stab at it here coming up. But Thomas George knows he's there now.
Yes, he does. On the inside, we'll see if he takes that spot away and puts him up in the 5th place.
Yeah, you know, and up front, Trey, he's done ran off to a 1.3 second lead, so he's opening up that gap. So ain't a whole lot really going on up front. This is the closest battle going on right now. So, you know, if you're out there watching, we definitely appreciate that. But you ain't missing nothing up front. Trey Edson just running around out there on him. I'd like to see Josh Parker on these older tires be able to hold that truck down there on the bottom and still get around the 25 without him letting him go. As he pulls to the inside here, try to make a move. He's going to take a stab at it here. Lap 56 coming to 57.
Yeah, they're going to go side by side there. I think the newer tires probably will prevail here in a minute. You know, what's going to happen is Josh Parker with the tires, they'll kind of even out here eventually, and, you know, he'll just have to. That low line won't work as well as it has been.
Yeah, and you know, it looks like these guys are going for lap 75 here, or they would have came down pit row.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. I mean, you know, what you thought if anybody would, but yeah, if you're going to be out there for 58, you might as well just go ahead and go on the next 15.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It'd be crazy, man, to pit now, unless obviously fuel is a concern, but I just don't think fuel. I don't think fuel is going to be a major factor.
Yeah, I think they probably can get 75 laps now that I think about it. You know, they was getting some pretty good mileage there at Kentucky. I believe they stayed out for almost 40 laps or so there. So I wouldn't doubt they can get 75 here now that I think about it.
Yeah, Nick Cohan's moved up into 2nd place. He's still about a second behind Trey Edson, who was working over some lap traffic. We talked about that, you know, as a leader here. That's something that you got to be mindful of. I mean, you got to modulate through all this lap traffic and want to be very careful.
Yeah, Nick Cohan, he come in and got him 2 wins, you know, as soon as he pretty much came in, and he got one at Chicago, one at Pocono. Well, hey, let's see if he can get one at Bristol. You know, it'd be a little different. You know, win at a big track like Pocono, and then come in and win at a very, very small track. That pretty much shows you know, you can run everywhere because you run that one at Chicago, which is a typical mile-and-a-half cookie cutter track.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, Nick Cohan just cut that lead in half right there. I don't know if it had something to do with a little bit of lap traffic that maybe Trey had issues with, but Nick's on the move to try to run down the leader.
Oh, he's definitely got him in his sights. You know, he's right there. So we'll see. He is flying up through there. Nick Cohan is very fast right now. Let's see. Looks like just about, I don't know, 600s faster. Got lap traffic here.
About a half a second, about a half second right now.
Yeah, it looks like the 10s. He's weaving through these guys, you know, that are a lap down, and he had to pass one on the bottom, and then he went around one on the top. But look at the 57s just closing that gap lap after lap. Which,
yeah,
hey,
I mean, you know, Trey knows it. Trey understands that. You know, hey, look, he's got to get through these lap traffic. He was probably taking a little bit easy there. Now he knows, hey, look, I got to get a little bit of urgency in here.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like being at the store, you know. If you're the second one going through that front door, you know, they open it, you walk on through, you ain't got a whole lot of trouble. It's the same thing here, you know. He's got to open that door, and then here comes Nick. He just rides right on through.
And he does. Both of them kind of clear now. Let's see if we can run him down a little bit before they get to the next lap car. Trey Edson still leading it, and looks like, you know, what we were talking about pit-wise, that all these guys are going to take it to lap 75. So it looks like they're going to do it on one stop here.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, we're already on lap 70, so here about 5 more laps, they'll probably come down. But this thing is flying by, Joe.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, and I got my hats off to these guys here. We've had one caution out here tonight. Now, obviously, we're not nowhere near to the end of the race, and, you know, it could all break loose, man, with 20 to go. But, you know, because you get more urgency steps up. But,
yeah,
I mean, right now, they're doing a tremendous job out here for Bristol track.
I totally agree with you, man. This is a phenomenal performance by the Sim500 guys, man. They're putting on one heck of a show. So, you know, I know if I was out there watching, you know, I'd be enjoying it. You know, we don't really like to see a whole lot of wrecks. Some people do. But like you said, you know, it's going to heat up a little bit more towards the end. And at Bristol, you know, cautions breed cautions very, very well.
You know, and then the thing about it, too, is, you know, we could sit around and look, and, you know, you've got, well, we started this race with 31 machines out here. There's 4 trucks out right now. Stevie Menson, Justin Fuller, Michael Walters, and Don Runkle Jr. all out officially of the race right now. So 31 machines started tonight. A pretty good field in itself for a short track like Bristol is. You know, we could sit up here and talk, but you've got to get these guys' minds right to understand it's a short track, and you're seeing a lot of a good sportsmanship by the lap cars. They understand they're damaged, they're slow, they're getting out of the way. They're not trying to be like all aggressive and fight position-wise. You're seeing guys, man, behind each other like this right here with Nick Timms and Doey Woods. They understand it's still, you know, quite a ways to go. Like I said, just clipped halfway. But here's the thing. Now, obviously, if they're that close to each other with, let's say, 20 to go, sure, they're going to push the envelope a little bit more. So hats off to the drivers out here.
Yeah, it's really hard, you know, because when you got that leader coming and he's potentially getting ready to put you either one lap down or another lap down, you really don't want to go another lap down or a lap down. So, you know, initially you want to fight, but then you want to respect the guys that you're running with as well. And you got to just, you know, understand, hey, look, it's the leader. He's way faster than me, you know.
And that's the thing, too. I see a lot of guys, and, you know, I've seen it over time and time again. You just spoke of it right there. A lot of times you see the leader coming up fast and furious behind you. If you're fast enough to stay in front of the leader and fast enough to keep him off, which if he was fast enough to keep him off, he wouldn't be coming up on you fast.
Right.
But if you're fast enough to keep him off, that's one thing to battle. But I've seen guys try to sit, block, hang line, hold up the leader, and usually ends up in cautions and stuff.
Yeah.
At some point, you just gotta like, okay,
Yeah,
get
it's a
out
good
the
way
way.
to make an enemy, Joe.
Yeah, there you go. Get out the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you're fast enough to stay ahead of them, like you said, then you don't have to move out of the way. But if you don't really have to move out of the way, all you gotta do is give him enough room.
True, and then there you go, and that's what I'm saying. I've always said that. I mean, if you're fast enough, man, to hold the line and stay out there, go for it. But right now you're just seeing a lot of patience. And Trey Edson, the top about 10 guys, have been out there for 82 laps, and we just clicked 83. Wow, what do you think about this strategy here, Gerald? I mean, you're a truck racer. You've won a lot of races. Heck, I've seen you win them. And what do you think the strategy is right now?
Yeah, if you're the leader, you really don't want to be the first one on pit row anyway. So you just wait and you start seeing people come in and come on in. So ain't no sense in them worrying right now about it. When people start pitting, hey, then start pitting.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some. Obviously,
We got 9 trucks on the lead lap, Joe.
yeah, I mean, and those 9 trucks are pretty much the trucks that have yet to pit. Trey Edson's out front, Nick Cohan, Dowie Woods, Nick Timms, Josh Parker, Ryan Howard, Chad Coleman, Steve Goschalk, Scott Simley. That's the 9 trucks are there. Now, Justin Roden is a lap down. He is yet to pit. Dan Denayer and all. And actually, I think some of these guys are now starting to come in, like Nick Cohan and Steve Goschalk now.
Oh, yeah. Looks like they're on pit row here now. So
Whew, that's a long
they stayed
time.
out as long as they could. Leader's still out there. So once he gets word that these guys are coming in, he'll probably get ready to come down. But right now, he is one of those guys that likes to stay out.
Yeah,
Here he comes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, as soon as I said that, all I got to do is talk it up.
Yeah, go ahead. Just
I got-
mention
oh, I
pit
got-
road and they'll come on.
Yeah, I just got to say, he'll stay out forever.
Well, Dowie Wood stayed out too.
Yeah, Dowie was. I mean, I don't blame him. Running second, might as well stay out one more lap, lead a lap, and then come in. But I assume he's going to be coming down here very shortly.
Now, the only one that I know that might stay out a little bit longer than these guys, which then again, I tell you, if I was him, I'd probably bring it in, is Josh Parker. Obviously, he's got about 9 more laps, newer tires, and he's right there on the back end of Dowie Wood,
Yeah.
so he's just waiting for him to come in. But, it'd be me. I would come in as soon as Dowie dropped down, but that's just my thinking.
Yeah, I usually don't go in if the guy right in front of me goes in. I'll wait till the next time by. That way we don't slow each other down or,
Right.
cause any issues there getting on or off pit row. Put a little distance between us. But yeah, if I'm getting ready to pit and I know the guy behind me is going to stay out, I'll let him go. I won't let him know that I'm letting him go, but I'll act like I made a mistake, let him get around me, and then boom, I pit on him. He's like, oh, that's what he was doing. So you got to kind of trick them out a little bit sometimes, play a little game with them. Sometimes, I'll keep getting real close to the wall, coming off the corner, and then eventually they'll tag that wall. So, you kind of play a little head game with them sometimes when you're out there as well.
Oh, yeah. And Josh Parker right now, I think he's playing a little game with old Dowie Woods. He knows he's probably a tick faster than him. Just can't quite make the pass on him yet. Maybe just kind of intimidating him a little bit.
And Josh Parker out there for 86 laps on these tires, still able to run the bottom left
95 for
groove.
Dowie, man. I tell you what.
Yeah.
All right, here's my question. Does he go the whole way?
Oh, come on. It'd be awesome to see it. I just don't think he has enough there.
If it was 100% fuel, obviously in real NASCAR, I believe a cup car can go 150 laps or so, can it?
I would think so.
I think
Yeah.
it can, but I don't think that they're on 100% fuel here, so I just don't.
70.
Again, I don't really see what the benefit is now to stay out this long with all the other guys out there because you're losing so much time.
Yeah, but if a caution comes out now, you're
Well,
looking
true,
good. You got a
true.
full house.
That's true, and that could, obviously that's a caution, but at what point do you I mean, as you see, actually, Trey Edson, go right by Doey Wood and Josh Parker, so that puts them back on the lead lap. So you're really, okay, you're only, what, 15, 16 seconds, because that's all that takes to get around this place, ahead, and you're going to go a lap down now, going to the pits, and those guys don't have to pit again. At some point, those tires, because I got a feeling I know what they're thinking. Well, I'll have better tires. Yeah, but the problem is you gave up so much time, you're just going to run out of time.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's a tough call, but as soon as I seen the 10 fly by me and start pulling on me like that, I'm coming down pit road, Joe.
Yeah, but they are still staying out in 100 laps. Wow, this is impressive. But you know what? I never claimed to try to, Justin coming down, but I just never tried to claim to, figure out. Here comes Josh Parker finally, and heck, he had tires a lot less than Doey Wood, and Doey Wood still.
I don't know, man. He come in hot. If he gets out there without a penalty, I'd be surprised.
Well, let's watch. Are you talking about Josh Parker?
Absolutely, yeah. He come in good. I mean, if he comes out clean, like he was right borderline. So if he can nail this, it'll be a phenomenal stop. And they didn't hold him.
No, but it was a 15-second stop, so not as fast as what it normally would be. But it didn't get held. He was able to get in and get out. Doey Wood's making his pit stop right now. Man, 100 over 100 laps. At some point, you just got to be like,
Oh, I tell you what, this is one of my first races I've ever watched that went green this long here at Bristol. We did have that trouble early on, and a lot of guys that got caught up in that is probably really frustrated now because, it went green for so long. If they could have just missed that first one, they'd be out there running. But, I mean, it's just product of Bristol. You get things that happen like that, and then you got green flag runs like this, super long green flag runs, making pit stops at Bristol. That's something you don't normally see here, so it's also fun to watch.
Now we're going to keep an eye on Josh Parker. He did go into pits. Now he just went around Trey Edson right there. Yeah. He's going to get back on the lead lap. He's up in the 8th. If he just runs it and has some good luck going through the field, it's going to be close for him to get back up front to run him down. I mean, obviously he's in a, well, his tires. Yeah, his tires. Well, I'm looking at the tire. I mean, we saw what he did earlier on nine lap newer tires. He's on about a little over 10 lap newer tires. So
yeah, but there's not very many laps left.
Yeah, we're going to click off. We're going to have what, 40 next time around?
Yeah, and he's got to make it all the way around the track.
So a caution definitely would not help him. Well, would help him. Definitely wouldn't help Trey Edson and them. Obviously, Trey and them, Nick Cohan, those guys, I think up front would love to see this thing go green. Now here's another interesting. Yeah, another interesting thing here too, Gerald, is Nick Cohan. He's our leader now. He was able to get out front. Obviously, Trey Edson's right there, right near him. Both of those guys have been out for 24 and 22 laps, which really don't mean anything because we just seen them go 100 laps on tires. In third place, Timothy Johnson. He's been out for 36. Thomas George's been out for 36. So they can go the whole way. Those two drivers can.
Yeah, the one that stayed out the longest is Chad Coleman, our points leader. He stayed out for 110 laps. Something like that, 109 laps. So he stayed out for quite a while. I've been watching these lap times, and it looks like Trey Edson's probably about 2.5, almost 3/10 faster or slower than Josh Parker per lap. That math don't add up there for Josh Parker, so he's going to have to push it a lot harder than he is because right now, Trey Edson, he ran a 15.799. Josh Parker ran a 15.597. So that's 2/10.
And you also got to look too. Parker's got a lot of lap cars to get through. Now he just went around Steve Goschalk for the 6th place spot. I got a feeling, if anything, he probably can, because the gap between him and let's see when he crosses the line here, it's showing 14 seconds, which is basically I know people are like, wow, that's not a lot. Well, that's basically almost the whole entire time around the track, maybe about not quite 3/4, but a little bit over 3/4 of the way.
Yeah, well, the fastest lap here is like a 15, so
Yeah.
you know it's only 1 second shy of a full lap there.
The next two guys, Nick Timms and Thomas George, I definitely got a feeling he's going to run them down. He's only about 2 and 3 seconds back from those. He could possibly clip that third place before this thing runs out. So those top three there, but then there's a pretty good distance between him and Trey, the second place driver. So it'd be interesting to see. It'll all depend on how well he gets through this lap traffic. That's what's going to slow him down.
Yeah, these laps are ticking off quick. I mean, just the time it took us to explain that, they went through 10 laps, you know. So, hey, Josh Parker, if you're out there listening, you better hammer down.
He hammered on down. Well, he's trying to do what he can right now. And up front, Nick Cohan's trying to do what he can to put this thing in victory lane with Trey Etzen right there behind him. They're kind of swapping it. One's one faster one lap, the other one's faster the other, so they're kind of evening out between there. And I know Timothy Johnson sitting in third, and I'm going to tell you, I will be very, very quite impressed. And, you know, I know I say it that way, and they're probably like, well, what? Well, hey, you just don't see Bristol one caution style race.
Yeah, you know, we haven't been talking much about the 55 of Timothy Johnson or Thomas George very much. You know, he got in a battle there earlier, but yeah, I mean, these two guys right here having a great night here in these trucks at Bristol. And, you know, you can't count anybody out at this point. We still got 27 laps to go or so. So it's fun, man. It's fun. I like it.
Hey, and you got good battle. We said it. You know, business is about to pick up. Run what you brung. The intensity's going to build as we're about 25 to go here soon. And look at this, Nick Timms and Thomas George. That's what we were talking about. Now it's okay. That urgency. It's time to go.
Oh no! Contact.
And that's not what they wanted to see. Caution out. Boy, I tell you, Nick Cohan and Trey Etzen might not have wanted to see that, but actually that's going to bring everybody down on pit road. But we just saw that live. Contact between Nick Timms. Who's that?
Josh. Josh is licking his chops now. I mean, because if they stay out, you know, he's got those fresher tires, and I assume everybody's going to go in.
I doubt. Yeah, I'm with you. Now, here's the thing, too. Now, Gerald, that only puts 5 trucks on the lead lap. Everybody else is there. And here's the thing about everybody behind them. You could stay out and take the wave around, but you're still going to be on way, way older tires. Yeah. So the top 5 guys have really, I mean, Steve Goschak's going to get the lucky dog, but the top 5 guys really have nothing to lose to going into the pits.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you definitely want to. I would go in for sure, you know.
And your 4 tires, like you always say.
Oh yeah, I'm getting 4 tires. You know, although 2 tires stop right here, and getting that track position there might be the thing to do. So you know, I mean, I don't know though. You know, it ain't me out there. I don't have to make that decision, but that's a tough decision to make. You know, do you want to start out front, get a jump on these guys, try it with 2 tires, and maybe you can do it. And, you know, maybe caution comes out and saves you. Who knows?
And that's true.
I wouldn't doubt somebody gambles here, you know, and tries it, but more than likely they're not. And we do have 2 of them.
Trey Etzen. He's the first one to do it. Trey Etzen and Nick Cohan, both with 2 tires. Doey Woods, though,
so now if Josh Parker gets 4, ooh. Yeah, these other guys are going to take 4. Doey stayed out, right?
And let me ask you a question. I know you're an advocate for the 4 tires every time, all the time. Well, no ifs, ands, or buts. But in this situation, when you know it's only 5 drivers, you're not going to lose no more than 5th or 6th. Why not get 4?
Well, I mean, to correct you, we got 9, I believe. We had a lucky dog there, so it puts 9 of them, or 8, at least 8 of them on the lead lap. So we got 8 trucks, but I agree. Yeah, Doy, you know, I'm not sure what he's got going on. He might come in here. I don't know. It looks like he's dropping down now.
Why is he dropping down? I mean, I didn't see him do anything wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Yeah.
Well, you would be able to see the screen over there where you're looking at. He didn't get an EOL, did he?
No, Nick Tim's had an EOL penalty. But I don't know.
Oh.
Or not, sorry. Yeah, Nick Tim's.
Oh. Well,
That could have been earlier. I'm not sure.
well, I mean, yeah, it would show you down there on the bottom screen on your iRacing thing if you don't have
Yeah, I'm not
ATVO
sure if he
up,
got
yeah.
that, the first caution or this caution. I don't know when he got it. I just do see
I'm
that.
just saying Joey Woods. I mean, it doesn't show him.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
That's
okay.
different.
Odd, yeah, odd. I mean, because he would have been the leader. I mean, he stayed out. And,
well, now he should go in for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we're back green here.
Yeah, we are. Boy, I didn't know we were green, but they weren't even hardly lined up, were they?
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know because they weren't really lined up. But hey, Nick Cohan got a jump out there, and Trey Edson. We were trying to worry about there why Joey Woods, went back to the back, but Trey Edson, they're on good tires up there. We're actually on 2 tires. Let's see if it holds up here.
Yeah, both of these guys on 2 tires out front, and it looked like Trey was going to battle Nick there for that lead there for a minute. Maybe he decided, this is not a good idea, considering. Oh no, the 91, it's a little loose. Nice save.
Bump and run, man. Something we ain't talked about. Josh Parker's got those 4 tires, wants to go to the front. He says, you're holding me up, get out the way, and he moved the number 91, did it classy style. The old bump and run move, Gerald.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if he meant to do it or not,
Hey, it's short track racing. I'm an advocate for it.
He went in a little hot there.
We got almost 15 to go, man. Hey, he fast. I'll let you know I'm back there, and if you just keep on wanting to stay, well I ain't gonna wreck you. I ain't gonna wreck you, but I'm gonna let you know, hey.
No, I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, that's definitely possible. But then again, in his defense, he's been running the bottom all night. He's been fast down there, and maybe he just is fast down there, and he drives it differently. So, a little bit of both worlds could have happened there. But here we are, 15 to go. Let's see if these guys on 2 tires up front can keep it out there. Oh, the 10 in the wall. Looks like the 55 checked up for him. Timothy Johnson showing some love there for Trey, but that's going to let Nick Cohan get a little bit of a gap out there. So it looks like he's about 3/10 ahead of our second place driver there, Trey Edson. And first guy on 4 tires is Timothy Johnson there in the 55.
Yep. And Timothy and the 42 machine just moves down out of the way, man, of Josh Parker. Going to let him go because he understands that he is a lot faster. Scott Simley right there. So that's actually... Now, how did 2 lap cars get in between them? I don't know. iRacing, man, doing some weird stuff.
Yeah, that restart.
That restart was
that
restart was wild. That was a wild one because normally most of the lap cars would have been behind. So Josh Parker actually technically is probably having to work a little harder than he would have normally have liked because he should have been probably right there on the back end of Timothy Johnson. So now he's having to work a little bit. Now here's where I'd probably say lap cars can hurt him,
Yeah, it looks like it's here.
I don't know what happened on that one. How Scott, Scott Simley and the 42 there, obviously, they're lapped down, and maybe it's something I'm missing. Maybe it's just a Bristol thing, I guess. I don't know, but on a restart, it should have waved around everybody on the lead lap.
Oh, it did. Yeah, I went back and took a look at that restart one more time just to make sure. All the lead lap trucks were up front. It's just we got lap cars there starting in that 4th row, and these guys were trying to get back on the lead lap. They're racing hard. And,
maybe I just missed it, man. It's kind of one of them wild ones, watching Joey Woods there and all, but yeah.
Oh, they got a pack of trucks racing side by side right in front of the leaders here.
That's going to slow up Nick Cohan.
Oh yeah,
it's going to help Trey Edson.
6 to go here at the line.
Well, you know what I always say, the last lap puts an end to it. Normally 5 to go. When a caution comes out, that puts an end to it. So we could be in danger of that at any time. Nick understands that. He definitely wants to stay out front. The 55's
Yeah.
there.
And
So,
you got to think,
wow.
this 83, he's in 8th place right now, you know? So he's having a good run, you know, but he's got the leaders coming up on him. So you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, and you can just see the urgency right now. Look at, man, here you go, Timothy. He's going to try to take that second place.
They're 3 wide. They cross the line. Oh, no, the 10. They hooked together there. The 83 of Jason Barham and the 10 there of Trey Edson, man. I mean, they were 3 wide coming across. And that's the 3rd time that's happened tonight, Joe.
Well, let's watch it here on the replay here. We saw him 3 wide right there. The lap car stayed out of the way, but he just got in the wall just a little bit. And I don't know, Trey maybe just got loose, and Scott Simley know where to go. And actually, Josh Parker got around it, but man, Trey Edson, he all tore up, and that should put an end to it right there, as Nick Cohan should be the winner here tonight. Timothy Johnson second, Josh Parker third. Wow.
Yeah, that might put an end to it for sure. You're right, Joe.
Got 3 to go.
And that's, you know, crazy because all of our cautions tonight have been for the same thing. Oh, man, I hate to see the 10 get tore up like that, you know?
Yeah, that just, you know, just hard running and whatnot. And I still got to give hats off. 3 cautions here tonight. You know, Nick Cohan, the leader, obviously, we completed 148 of 150, so there's only 2 to go. This race is over. It's not going to be able to go back green. We've had 8 lead changes, 3 cautions here for that, and, you know, phenomenal job here at Bristol. Exciting here down to the finish. And like we just said, though, Gerald, that's typically how these things going to end up. Business, man, picks up. You feel the urgency, man, pick up. It's time to go.
Well, I got to say this too, Joe. You know, all 3 of our cautions have been from the same thing. And, you know, that's a total accident there. It's not like somebody, you know, gets an EOL because they wrecked somebody, or you got 2 guys out there battling, they go around. I mean, this is just where you got a blind spot there, you know, and nobody did anything wrong on any of these.
No, and it just hard racing.
Oh, yeah, real hard racing. But I tell you what, that Nick Cohan at 57, he's smiling ear to ear right now as he takes the last lap around here. And Josh Parker was trying to make a run for it there. So that checker flag comes out.
Yep.
Your winner tonight.
Going to be a good one right there. I tell you, that winner tonight here, Nick Cohan, Timothy Johnson, man, going to come up in the second. Josh Parker there in third. Wow, what a run here at Bristol.
Great
3 cautions,
race.
Man. That was awesome.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, and, you know, that call on pit road, you know, that it actually worked out for him. So it's awesome.
It sure did. Let's bring up our, let's see if I can get some of these guys up here. Try and get some right thing. Here we go. So we need to bring up Josh Parker. Let's find him first.
Find the 55 for you here.
Yeah, we need 55 and Nick Cohan. There's Nick Cohan. I'll go and bring him up. See him. And Gerald,
Got him.
I think I'm gonna let you, man, do the interviews tonight. That cool?
Hey, that's fine, Joe.
All right. Josh Parker, trying to find him, and he might not be in here. He might just pop in afterwards. If so, I'll just bring up the second place man. It's Timothy Johnson, who with an awesome pit strategy there. So we'll bring up second place man. Let's talk with him.
Tim Johnson is Jay Weezy. You got a copy? Hey, man, what a race tonight. What a move, man, that you put on the 10 there. I know it turned out to be a caution. Really, nobody had made a mistake there. It's just unfortunate there that it happened. But you went for it, man. You went hard for it, and I don't blame you at all. And you came home second, man, after starting 15th. What'd you think about the race tonight?
I was actually surprised I ran as well as I did. I definitely didn't qualify where I thought I was, and then used a little bit of pit strategy and was running third before the caution came out. And I think I was the first truck out that took 4. I didn't think that was really going to make much of a difference, and I saw an opportunity with a lap truck, and I tried to put it inside a tray, and I don't know if we touched or whatever. I know we were 3 wide off the corner.
Yeah, looked like they just kind of got hooked up there on your outside. You was down there on the bottom minding your own business, making a heck of a move there, man, for that number 2 spot. And I don't blame you, like I said, but that AMSOIL Toyota Tundra was flying out there tonight. You had a great race, man. Anybody want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank AMSOIL and USAA, Hot Wheels, Meguiar's, Advocare, Glock, Kingsford, NVIDIA, Coke, Nick Cohan, Dizzy Motorsports. They gave me a really, really, really great truck. You guys for putting on a great podcast and all the fans to come out to watch.
Hey, man, I'm glad I got to talk to you, man. I'm glad you got on the podium. Heck of a run tonight.
Thanks, guys.
All right, there you go, man. Second place man, Tim Johnson right there. And we did get a hold of our third place runner here, Josh Parker. Bring him up. Let's get talking with him.
Hey, Josh Parker, it's Jared West in the OSR Network booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, you had that Junior Motorsports Toyota Tundra out there getting it tonight. And, we had a lot of conversations about you, watched you tonight, talked about you a lot. How'd the truck feel? What'd you think about the race?
I actually thought it was really fun. The race runs, it was interesting to see where the groove was going, how the track heats up. That was pretty fun. So I pitted super early there just to test it out to see if we did have a long green run on like lap 9 or whatever that first yellow was. I wanted to see how big of a deal the different tires were. I figured I was going to end up getting dropped to the back. So it was interesting driving my way through the front. I definitely pissed people off 100%, but it was fun to do what I did. So
Yeah, and it seemed like you stayed out a little bit longer there. I know you had those fresher tires, because you went in on that first caution, but you did stay out a little longer after you seen guys coming down pit road. You think if you would have came in a little sooner, you might have had a better shot? And what about when you was about a lap down? Looked like you had to make up a whole lap. If it would have went green, think you had a shot at it then?
So at first, I knew the only way to win or have a chance to win was to stay out the whole time, actually, and run the whole tank dry. So I pitted with like 15 laps left in my left of fuel, but I was 7 seconds back from trying to come through traffic behind Trey, so there was no way I was going to make that up from short pitting. So my only bet was to stay out as long as I could and hopefully get a yellow. I could have easily finished top 5 if I pitted when everyone else did, but I took a shot for it. Hopefully we got a yellow, and I was definitely not making up 13 seconds. I probably would have gotten down to like 10 seconds. I wouldn't have been close.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing, and I totally agree with you on that, staying out, trying to get a caution or whatnot. But, yeah, man, you had a great race out there. It seemed like you had that bottom moving. A lot of people was running a little higher, and you had it down there flying around the bottom, didn't you?
Yeah. I don't want to say I'm like a Martin Truex, Kevin Harvick type of person, but I cannot figure out how to run the high side in anything in iRacing. I know we have like the dynamic track, and I suck at it. Like, I'm horrible. I love running the bottom. There's a couple tracks that really suit me by doing that. Here it seemed like it worked out pretty well, but Dover and Richmond, I'm sorry, not Dover. I can't even think of the track, but Chicago. It's like if you hold the line as long as you can, you don't have to move. You can hold the speed. You won't be faster than the guy in front of you, but you can hold your ground. So that's what I do.
Oh yeah, and I run the same way you do here, man. I don't know, I just can't figure it out either here at Bristol, but it ends up working out for me there on the bottom. But man, you started 8th, finished 3rd, had a phenomenal run, got a little bumpy run in. You might have made some guys mad, but you ended up on the podium tonight, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, sorry to everyone who I moved. I think it was Timothy George.
Yeah,
Johnson. I'm not sorry about that one. That one I'm not sorry about. I gave him about 25 laps to move. That one, but the 91 I got in at the end there, but it was kind of goal time. So sorry to him. I wasn't sorry at the time, but I'm sorry now.
Yeah, you know it. Anybody want to thank?
Chad Coleman still running over there, points lead. Man, Jason Williams. I never thank Jason Williams. Stevie Minson pointed out on Facebook when I won here a couple weeks ago that I run the number 23 because my friend Jason Williams passed away. Super super cool, close Sim500 guy, actually the original Sim500 guy, sim racer years ago, and he that's why I run the number 23. So every time I see the number 23 in victory lane, always think about that. So definitely a shout out to him.
Hey man, it's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I'll remember that for sure. Hey man, good talking to you, and good run tonight.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Josh Parker, third place man right there. Tell you what, good run for him. Just kind of ran out of time. Well, let's talk to the winner here and bring him up here and let's get a talking with him tonight, Nick Cohan.
Nick, Jay Weezy, you got a copy?
Got you, buddy.
Hey man, you get to talk to me tonight, not Joe. But hey, I had we wasn't for sure if you were going to pull off a 2-tire stop there or not. You think that's what caused you to get out there to be able to get that win? And what'd you think when the 10 was on your inside there and then he backed off?
Yeah, the 2-tire strategy. I just I felt like I needed to stay out front no matter what it took, because it was just too hard to pass. So I gambled on the 2, and I'm glad I did, because Trey would have came out first because he took the 2. So yeah, I think that was the right call. Obviously, it was just too hard to pass, and I needed a long run to get going, and then we made up a lot of time in that first run there on the old tires. But Trey got to the inside there in the beginning, and I knew if I held him tight there on the inside, he might not be able to get the run off the corner, and it worked out like that. And surprisingly, I was a lot faster tonight than I thought I was going to be. I didn't really practice that much, and just didn't really feel that comfortable. So I guess I'll take the win.
Hey man, that number 57 Toyota Rolling Rock got it done tonight, man. Win number 3 on the season, so congratulations to that. Phenomenal run, man. Good job out there. Pit stops, everything, man. Congratulations. Anybody want to thank tonight?
Yeah, just got to thank all my teammates at Disney Motorsports. Tim Johnson finished second tonight, so Disney Motorsports won 2 tonight, so that's pretty awesome. Everybody at Steel Horse Racing for let me hang out with them tonight and helping out. Rolling Rock, CG Automotive, Scott Eckridge Chassis, and a shout out to Jonathan Cadell and Scott Eckridge, who were cheering me on and in my Twitch stream, and actually really just rooting for a caution, so I got wrecked. So, but shout out to them for watching. That was fun.
Hey man, I always have fun watching you guys out there. Y'all put on a great show week in and week out, and guess what? Toyota 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Later.
All right, winner tonight there, Nick Cohan. He puts it in victory lane. Well, let's get our unofficial results orders. Nick Cohan puts it in victory lane. Timothy Johnson in second. Josh Parker third. Steve Goschalk up in fourth. Dowie Woods fifth. Chad Coleman sixth. Nick Timms up in the seventh. Jason Barham, he finished it up in the eighth. Scott Simley ninth. And Ron Howard rounds the top 10. Look to the rest of it. I'd like to say, apart from that first big one out there, a lot of these guys had a pretty good night.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason it's showing. let me double check. I'm showing. Okay, no, okay. For some reason I was seeing number 7. I was like, how they tied for 7th? I don't know, but yeah, man. I mean, what a race tonight! Congratulations to Nick. For win number 3. He did it again. And that's something nobody's done here this season is 1-3. So he's one of the first ones to do it. So I can't congratulate him anymore tonight for a phenomenal run. And if you take a look at how great Toyota did tonight, it looks like we had 5 out of the top 7 trucks were Toyotas. And if you go back to the top 10, there was only 3 Chevys in there, or 4. I could be wrong, but a lot of Toyota trucks up there in the top 10 tonight. I'm not a big Toyota fan, but hey, man, they did a great job. TRD's a pretty good truck. I had a lot of fun up here, Joe.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. Well, we're going to leave under the lights here at Bristol for the Sim500. SimSpeedShop.com. Truck Series here, and that man right there, Nick Cohan, put it in victory lane. Well, folks, everyone, you have a good night.
Good night.